Hey everyone, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Happy Tuesday! Yeah, it's been a while since I was here, huh? We had a lot going on in the family the last couple weeks. And I'm probably not going to be here next week. I have jury duty notice that I got to call in on Monday night, so who knows? If I don't have to go, then I will put something together, but you know, that's always a crapshoot with jury duty. And it's been so long, so... Alright, pull everything up on my laptop so I can see what's going on here. So how's your week going? Let's see, we have a leg to one of my lamps sticking out. Oh well. Yeah, it's going to be really hot here this week. 100 today. 100 and, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, anything over 105, and it's mushroom weather for me. Okay, so we're going to play with the May 2024 Paper Pumpkin Kit. Let's see. I'm looking at my laptop and it seems like everything's over to the left a little bit. Close your eyes. Okay, hope that helps. Anyway, oh, I should say that if you're watching this on my YouTube channel on a replay, be sure to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I'd appreciate that. If you join me today on my Facebook Live, be sure to say hello. If I don't say anything, please don't take it personally. You know me, I can't chew gum and walk at the same time, so I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. So, the May 2024 kit. It's such a nice masculine kit. I'm sure you've seen it with other demonstrators, but it makes these 9 cards. And it coordinates with the Country Woods Designer Series paper, which I love, 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 love. I'll show you a layout here in a second using that paper. Here is a look at the stamp set that comes with it. And of course, a sheet of dimensionals and mini glue dots. And here's one of the little die cuts. And there's only one stamp to the stamp set that I'm not using. These are the other die cuts that go with the cards. And then, of course, the sentiment labels. Now, the add-on dies for the Paper Pumpkin are this exact same size and style. And then I didn't do anything with these yet, so I'll have to make another layout and use those. Oh, look at these envelopes. Are these envelopes not gorgeous? I need to stamp the 2 for the projects that I'm doing today too. So there's 4. And then the card bases, there's this style, I'm missing one. Oh, it's because I used the crumb cake style one to go with my card, and I'll show you that here in a second. So let's put everything back here. The one thing this kit did not have that I miss, of course, you know me, is bling. No bling. So, of course, I brought in bling, because you know how I am. So let me show you my layout first. All of the measurements for today's projects will be on today's blog post, which I still need to finish. You know me, always behind. Hi, Janine. Hi, Jenny. You finally made it on time. Good girl. All right. So, here's my layout. I thought it was a good time to pull out some older photos. So, when I created this, I actually used a sketch, and I'll show you where I got it. Let me grab it, because of course I forgot to bring it over to the desk. So when Close to My Heart was closing down, they had their closeout sale, and I went on and I got a couple of these. They are, and I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know the correct name for these, but they're sketch references with, look at this, it has measurements for the background, the layers that you're using, each little piece. And this is the one, and I think there's, what did it say in here? There's 36 2-page layout patterns. I'm really, really, really hoping that Stampin' Up! Comes up with stuff like this. Now see, here's the sketches. Here are some sample layouts using those sketches. And this is the one I used right here. This was just the basis that I used. And then I went from there. Of course, my photos are different sizes, and I didn't put them in there exactly the way they did, but that was my starting off point. And I'll tell you, it sure made creating a lot easier. So my background is basic white at 12 by 12. I have a piece of Misty Moonlight that measures 8 1/4 by 11. Looking back, I should have put this strip of designer series paper on the outside with this on the inside, but you know, hindsight's 20/20. This is a 1/2 inch by 11 inch strip of designer series paper, and this is 2 3/4 by 11. Then I took the, what is that called? Keeping tabs punch, and I punched out my little tabs for the years. This sweet picture is of my dad. That's yours truly. I was not quite 5 there. And there's my sister. Look how tired my dad looks. Short little story about my sister. She was allergic to milk, so that the formula they were giving her caused her to have many sleepless hours. So you can see it was taking a toll on my dad, but they soon figured it out. Here's my dad with my oldest daughter, Melissa. Just look at that, the look on their face. They just love each other so much. He was so proud of his first granddaughter. He loved them all, but there's something special about that first grandchild. And then, of course, hubby Larry, and then there's Corey, and there's Kelly. The years I just kind of guesstimated, and then I put in these 1/2 inch strips that I wrote who the pictures were of. And these pieces that mat to the strips are from one of the layers in the kit. And then I die cut that label and used the sentiment and the tree stamp from the kit. Isn't that a fun layout? I really enjoy it. I know masculine layouts are kind of hard because we want flowers and lacy things and ribbons and trim. I did sneak in some bling, so that I couldn't get away from that. So there's that. And here are my 2 cards we're going to create today. Here's the first one, and it's a sympathy card, and it actually uses 2 card bases. And there's the inside. We're also using the Country Flower stamp set. And then here is my second alternate, and it's a fun fold. So let's get started. Okay, we'll start with this one, and this is kind of a crumb cake color card base. And if you're like me, these are kind of thin compared to what we're used to, so it's great to create layers for. And here is one of the other card bases that I cut up. I've got 2 layers of Pool Party cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. This card base has 2 layers, the front and the back. They're both 3 3/4 by 5. This one, to keep this somewhat centered, you want to make sure you cut, start with a 1/4 inch all the way around till you get the 3 3/4 by 5. And then my inside layer is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So, and I basically followed the sample from the instructions. I'm going to make sure I get those flowers on right. For some reason, those were a little bit difficult for me. Let's set this aside. So basically, we want to mini glue dot these together. I'll get out my take your pick tool. And just put them together. And these are in Pool Party and Wild Wheat are the 2 colors, which I would never have thought to put Wild Wheat and Pool Party together. So now we're going to come in and we're just going to add that here with another mini glue dot. Yeah, they put a lot more die cuts in these. In a lot of the kits, Jenny, and I've really been enjoying them. That makes scrapbooking so much more fun. Okay, so we'll lay that there. Now the stamp set I'm using, or I already told you, the sentiment is from the Country Woods. Whoops. And it's that one, and then my inside layer is right here. Oh, I did not mount the flowers. Okay, I've got the stamp set here. We can mount the flowers on another block. Let's see, I want this flower image right here. Okay. And we'll just use this one here. Pull this guy off for just a moment. This is that tree image from the paper pumpkin. We'll just set him there. I'll set these aside. Okay, oops. Banging everything around. So I'm going to use Pool Party ink and Early Espresso. So the Early Espresso, I'm going to stamp that front sentiment. Just tap, 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 tap. I'm going to stamp that right there. Okay. And then let's go ahead and stamp the inside and get that part out of the way. Did I bring over? I did not. Let me grab a scrap. Because I want to stamp off those flowers to have a lighter image. And I'm just going to stamp that right here in the corner. See that image? It's very light. It's just enough to give it some interest. And you know what? I'm going to stamp that on the envelope in full strength. Oh, I like that. What do you think? Let's stamp one more so I have one for the other card, for my sample card. And we'll call it good with that image. Okay. That is pretty. I like that on the crumb cake color envelope. Okay, so our envelopes are done. We're done with the pool party. We'll set that ink pad aside. Now we'll stamp the Sending Love sentiment. And I'm going to stamp it down here towards the bottom. My E didn't come out very well, but I can fix that with a Stampin' Right marker. Okay. Now we'll just put the card together, and the first one will be done. That's all we need that for. And I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal. And that's going to go on this layer. There we go. And the nice part about this kit, coordinating with the Country Woods, is you have a lot more possibilities of coordinating products. Keep going, making cards with the sentiments. This is going to go on the inside. And see, since the card base is very thin, or I should say is thinner than our normal card stock, it fits, it gives it a nice weight. Okay, so we're going to add this to this layer. And then we'll add it to the card front. Make sure that's somewhat centered. And then add our sentiment label with dimensionals and some bling. I'm using the, make sure I got the right, they're the adhesive back sparkle gems. Aren't those pretty? Love them. Of course you knew that. Me and my bling fetish. Okay. And we'll set this guy right over here. Like so. And you really don't, oh, that's not the ones I used on this one. I used the rainbow dots because they're more subtle. And I'm just going to add one here and one one here. These are in the pool party color, so it coordinated very well. So there we go. Our first card's done. Pretty easy peasy, huh? Okay, those pretty envelopes. We'll set those aside. We're done with these. And we'll move on to our second card. Right here. Okay, so for this one, I took the card base from the kit and I cut off 2 1/8 inches off the front. Okay? And I'm just going to layer the piece that I cut off, make sure I've got it going the right way. I'm going to layer that to the inside back of the card so that it looks like the normal card base when it's closed. So just glue that right at the edge, like so. Okay, now see, looks like the regular card base. Then I cut down the layer. I think that layer, I didn't measure it. It was probably 4 by 5 1/4. I cut it down to 3 by 4 and added it to a piece of 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece of pool party. I had to think about that for a second. Now you're only going to add adhesive to the one side, as you don't want to close your card. Glue your card shut. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there's that. Now, the ink spot color for the kit is Misty Moonlight, so I just brought out my large one rather than open the other one. And I'm going to take this sponge dauber and just give this, scrap for a second, a little bit of color around the edge of the printed die cut from the kit. And it's just going to bring in a little bit more of that blue. Isn't that pretty? I love our blues with the crumb cake and even the pecan pie. Okay, that's all I needed. And it's just an, oops, let's get that corner a little bit more. Just enough to make it pop off that wood background. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp my sentiment from the kit. It says Happy Father's Day right here. And I'm going to stamp that on that label. Oh, I had something on that. Oh, we'll flip it over. And there we go. Better. Even though now you can see the stitching, but that's all right. Now I'm going to take this little piece and I am going to cut it in half because it doesn't make it all the way across the back side of the label. So I'm just going to add some adhesive here and here. And I want to have just a little bit of it peeking out. Like, whoops, like so. Okay, straight, yep. All right, now we're going to add some more dimensionals, and we're going to put this on the front. Did I take that one off? I didn't think I did. I'm going to stick him at the bottom, like so. Okay, this guy is going to go up above the sentiment, so it's somewhat following the instructions, sorta, kinda. And we'll put him up here, and then of course add some bling. And I'm going to use, I don't know what color that's supposed to be. Copper? Put that there. Let's put a big one up here in the corner. And then we're going to put some little ones on the corners here. Like so. Okay, that part is done. Now we want to stamp the inside layer, inside of the card. And I liked that they had an outside and an inside sentiment in the kit. There we go. And then we'll stamp those trees in Misty Moonlight on the envelopes like it shows on the kit. And guess what? We will be done. Quick and easy. My favorite kind. Okay, so I like this tree image. And look at that blue on that crumb cake. Isn't that pretty? Ugh. I was excited when Misty Moonlight came back. That was always one of my favorites. Okay, so what'd you think? Let's get this stuff out of the way and clean up my mess. Alright, so there's the 2 envelopes. Let's put these guys away. And put that away. So, there's those 2 cards. Doesn't matter how big the desk is, it's still going to be a mess when I'm done. And there's those 2 cards. And another quick peek at my scrapbook layout. So what do you think? Isn't it great? I love this kit. There's actually refills available too, I believe. Well, I thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today. I should tell you, tomorrow starts a bundle sale, and both the Country Flowers stamp and die set and the Country Birdhouses are part of that, because it's all stamp and dies and our stamp, cut, and emboss machines. They're all 10% off. And it's from tomorrow through the end of June. So now's a good time to get that bundle if you haven't gotten it yet. Again, I thank you for stopping by. I hope you have an incredible rest of your week. If you're anywhere near my area, keep cool because it's going to be a warm one. You take care, and I will catch you later. Bye.